All right, guys, it's Jay with Texas Speed.
This is Jesse with Texas Speed.
Howdy. Sam, Texas Speed. This is our Texas Speed burnout truck.
And this is our 2019 Dodge Challenger.
This is our 5th-gen race car.
We have our C8 here, and we're gonna show you exactly how we ruined it.
Hey guys, this is Jesse with Texas Speed, and this is our 2019 Dodge Challenger. One of our many development vehicles that we have here that we've used to develop and test a whole bunch of our parts. So the engine in this thing is actually our original development. It's the first Hemi that we ever built here. It's our 426 Brawler short block, has one of our Hemi stroker cams, our 6.4 Hemi porting service. We've also used this car to develop a new slew of exhausts. So we're updating our current Challenger headers. It's got a 2-inch primary going to a full 3-inch true dual catback with the X pipe. And this is a prototype piece that's on this car right now that is a true dual with the valved exhaust. So it has an actuated switch that we can open and close the mufflers. Like, this engine had hundreds of pulls on the engine dyno, and when we bought this car, the first thing we did is just put our whole dyno engine into the car. So as you can see, this car was optioned with the shaker hood, and we've kind of already separated that from the engine itself. The big reason for that is we're currently developing a supercharger system for this car, but we're going to get rid of the actual metal piece that originally holds the shaker on, and then there's going to be a supercharger hanging out right here. So that's going to be a whole supercharger, front mount intercooler, going back to the stock intake. So that's our next major plans and goals with this car, is to get it running on the blower. That'll probably involve a camshaft change. Depending how much power it makes, might involve putting one of our rowdier short blocks in it, like the 1.5K spec, where we do the billet main, stuff like that. Or we might just see how long this one hangs out.
All right, guys, it's Jay with Texas Speed. We have our C8 here, and we're gonna show you exactly how we ruined it. So this right here is our 427. It has our billet oil pan on it to clear the 4-inch stroke crank. We also have our Cerakoted headers on this and our pre-production catback. This thing sounds like a C6 Z06 in all of the right ways. And with the assistance of HB tuners, we were able to get this thing fully dynoed. We got the engine tuned and the transmission tuned. We made 555 wheel. I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot for a 427, but we are limited to 6,000 RPM with this factory intake manifold. And don't worry, we got a fix for that coming real soon.
Howdy. Sam, Texas Speed. This is our 5th-gen race car. And it has recently gone under the knife. We've basically changed everything on this car from what it used to be. It was previously in its life like a record-holding NA stock bottom end LS3 car, and now it is obviously not NA. So we put the twins on it, put our 2,000 horsepower engine in it, and we changed the transmission, the rear end, everything, and we're going out there to go faster. So these are our universal turbo headers, and they were really designed to fit like C10s and 1st-gen Camaros, but they actually fit this car very well. Currently, it's got twin precision 6870s. This is all stuff that we offer on the site, and this combination turned up, if we're making 35, 40 pounds, it should be 2,000 horsepower. And we've got behind this thing, we've got a Circle D bolt together torque converter. So we can change the stall for like different tracks and air conditions and blah, blah, blah. The rear end is a 9-inch. And nothing too crazy going on here, just like a 2,000 horsepower methanol fits in. So pretty typical for like what that is. We're running it on Holley Dominator EFI. We've shaken the car down twice now, and we picked up big time from the first shakedown to the second one. Now we got the trans out. We're looking to be making a converter change, based on some things that we saw. Here she is. This is our Texas Speed burnout truck. A lot of you have probably seen this thing out, out in the wild. We've like had it out at events now for about 1.5 years. Each event we get better and better. The truck gets better and better, and I think we're becoming a player in the whole burnout game. This truck is a tool that we use to torture test some of our parts. So the core of this thing, we've got our 1200 horsepower LS3 long block. It's topped off by our Titan intake with the Tick intercooler brick. It's got our cam, our heads, the crank rods, pistons, the whole thing. The power adder on it is a Rotrex blower. We've had the same blower on this thing for 18 months. We've had 0 belt problems, and this thing gets held on the rev limiter for this truck right now is probably making 1100, maybe 1150. And some recent upgrades on this thing. We've changed the pan, so we've got a 10 quart pan on it, and we've got a really nice oil cooler on it as well. We've had some problems with it over the time that we've had the truck, because anytime that you run a factory LS wet sump, it's called 7,500 RPM for extended periods of time. It's very easy to starve the engine of oil or to aerate the oil, and when you're making 400 or 500 horsepower, it's not a good thing, but you'll probably skate by. When you're making 1,000 plus, it tends to kill parts, right? And so we've like made those upgrades so that we can continue to test these parts, but not have stuff fail when it's not the part's fault. If you starve an engine of oil, it doesn't matter what part you got in, it's going to die. Behind that, we got Circle D torque converter, which was a huge upgrade from what was in this truck. I'm not even sure what it was. It was some generic 4,000 stall thing. It really was holding back the entire truck. So like putting that new stall in it woke the thing up so much, man. Back here for fuel, we've got the Snow Performance triple pump. I think this one's a 450 and 2 525s, I'm pretty sure. Plenty of fuel to make the power that we're trying to make on E. I think it's good for close to 1,500 wheel on ethanol. So a bunch of power. We've got a secondary radiator back here to cool things down, and then we've got the barrel there that's actually welded in the bed, and we pump that up through this intercooler brick, and that actually keeps the IETs low, because we're making like 15 pounds of boost for a couple minutes straight. Most cars would just melt down like that, especially in a burnout application where you don't have air flowing over the truck, right? I mean, you're not at a standstill, but you're probably going 10 miles an hour or something. And so there's 0 air like cooling anything, so you've got to find another way. And so we found a barrel and fixed that problem. We've got a performance driveline drive shaft in this thing, and it is a 2-piece carrier bearing drive shaft, and we've had this thing up to about 240 mile an hour wheel speeds, and the drive shaft hangs out. A lot of you guys know that most trucks, you get up over 120 130 or something, and they want to yeet the drive shaft out. This thing has been sent super hard, and 0 plays, 0 problems. It just works. And if anyone's got a spare GMT 800 bed, we need one.
Why is that, Sam?
Well, tires explode, and I guess they explode with a lot of energy, and that does this, which I think we're getting good enough at driving the truck that it's worth actually putting a bed on it now. For a while there, I didn't want to put a bed on it because I didn't see the point, because we're probably going to smack it off the wall or something more. But now I think we got a handle on driving this thing, and so we can make it look nice.